readers, welcome back. It's Lori, and I've been gone for a bit. I understand less videos have been coming out in this last week or so. I've just been really busy, plain and simple, really kind of overwhelmed with some things that are going on this time of year for work and a volunteer opportunity that I have. And so just did not get to batch on the weekends, last weekend and this weekend as I had thought, but I'm back. So we'll carry on from there, and a little late this month in posting my September reading wrap up. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, how I did in the month of September and what I enjoy. So in the month of September, I read 4 books altogether, and I gave all of them 4 stars. So let me preface by saying I gave all of them 4 stars on Goodreads. One of them I rounded up a little bit, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But it was a good reading month. I enjoyed all of them. They were really good. Some of them I was very surprised by, but still good. So let's get started. So the first book I finished at the very beginning of September was a book I had started in August, and it was my library's ebook copy. So I didn't get it read in time before it went to the next patron, and then I couldn't get it again until September. And that book is Mexican Gothic by, let me think, Silvia Moreno Garcia is her name, I'm pretty sure. So this book was beautifully written in the beginning, especially, and it had a very weird plot. I was not prepared for how weird it was, honestly, and I think that that's what kept me from giving it 5 stars. So the overview of this novel is that a woman, a socialite named Naomi, I think is how you pronounce it, is coming in from a party one night, and her father tells her that he's been contacted by her cousin, who was recently married and left to live in the Mexican countryside with her husband in a mansion called High Place, and that the letter was challenging, and the cousin made it sound like she was in danger of some sort or something terrible was happening to her, and he enlists the help of his daughter to go there to High Place and find out what's happening with her cousin, whom she's very close to. And she does. And again, the beginning of it I enjoyed very, very much. And I'm not suggesting that you won't love it. A lot of people are saying it's a 5-star read for them. They're very pleased with it. I guess my challenge with it is only that the plot was a little fantastical for me and a bit of a surprise, and I just wasn't expecting it. But in terms of what I was looking for, a Gothic novel with spookiness and creepiness and a diverse read about Mexico, which is a country I don't read a lot of books set in, and well written, it fulfilled all of those prompts. So I gave it 4 stars. Then I read book 2 of the Wayward series by Blake Crouch with Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures, and book 2 is called Wayward. And so this is a continuation of this trilogy. I'm reading the last one in this trilogy, which is called The Last Town right now. So this follows the plot that's set up in the first book, which is a detective, or I think he's an FBI agent, as I recall, is looking for his partner who's gone missing, and they discover this town, and he realizes something's wrong with this town. He's had an accident. He wakes up. He can't remember anything about why he's there and what happened. And so book 2 is a continuation. I don't want to tell you a whole lot about what happens in book 2 because it's based on what happened in book 1. So I can't even tell you how it starts, but I will say that I enjoyed it very much. I love Blake Crouch as an author. I love to read his work, and this one is 4 stars for me. The same as the first. They're good. Not 5 stars, but very well done. And I can't wait to finish The Last Town. Then I I did reread Drums of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon. This is the fourth, I think, in the series. Is it? Yes, I'm sure it is. Yes, this is the fourth in her Outlander series, and I am in the process of trying to reread one of these every now and again so that I can get caught up, so that when her last or latest book comes out, it's not her last, when her next book comes out, I'll be caught back up. I did enjoy Drums. So it's interesting. The first time I read it, I gave it 4 stars. The second time I read it, I gave it 4 stars. So this was not a 5-star for me like some of these have been. It's very well written, though. I did feel like I knocked a star around the areas that were maybe not necessary for the entire story. But again, maybe that's some foreshadowing for books I haven't yet read. I don't know. But I felt like there were probably a couple hundred pages that could have been eliminated, and I would have been okay with that. It was 1,010 pages, which is definitely a lot to read in 1 month. And I kept at it. I mostly listened to it and read it on ebook and read the physical copy. But there were some stories I thought that were maybe not quite needed for the overall end result. And so I will be hopping into the next book, which is book 5, The Fiery Cross, very soon, as soon as I kind of recover from this one. And I'm reading The Stand this month, and I may do a whole separate video about that, but that one's a lot too. But Drums of Autumn, very well done. 4 stars, very happy that I reread it so I can continue on knowing exactly what happened. Because watching the series too, the adaptation on Stars, I find that I'm very confused sometimes about what actually happened in the book versus the series, because they've taken some serious liberties in the plot development over the seasons there too. So that is what it is. Some people hate the series. I don't hate it, but I do get frustrated sometimes when the plot changes. And then the last book that I finished this month was Final Girls by Riley Sager. I am complete now with Riley Sager. So if he writes another novel soon, that will be new for me, and I'm happy to read it, and I'll be all caught up. This I borrowed from my daughter Megan. This is actually his first novel ever written. Home Before Dark is the most recent one. And I have enjoyed Riley Sager's novels quite a bit, but this was not my favorite. And this is actually the book I rounded up to 4 stars, but for me it was probably more like a 3.5, 3.75. Why didn't I like it as much? Let me take it out of the shot because of the glare. I would say why I didn't like it as much is the fact that I wasn't crazy about the characters. I wasn't sure that some of the things that the main character did were believable to me. And I just really found myself at times feeling like not finishing it. I wasn't really dying to know what was going to happen. So for me, that's a 3.5 or 3. It's well done. It's well written. It's well paced. The plot just for me was a little fantastical. So this follows a college student, Quincy Carpenter, who's at a cabin with some friends from college one night, and they're drinking and eating and doing whatever, and then suddenly they're all brutally murdered, and she's the only one who isn't killed. The attempt to kill her happens, but she isn't killed, and a police officer kind of rescues her in the end and kills the man who was killing all of them. So she's the only survivor from this mass murder. And there are 2 other women who are also sole survivors from an attempted murder situation, mass murder situation. And they call themselves the Final Girls. And in the beginning of the novel, one of the Final Girls commits suicide, and so Quincy is contacted by another one of the Final Girls, whose name is Sam, and she comes to New York to visit her and to get to know her, and then some other things begin to evolve for them. And without spoiling anything for you, I'll just say I like Riley Sager as an author. I enjoy his work. I enjoyed reading it. I'm glad I finished it. And it was not my favorite. It wasn't my daughter Megan's favorite either. So we do tend to feel the same way about novels. But again, 3.5 stars, somewhere around there. I'm glad that I finished it. Okay, so that is my September reading wrap up. 4 books, but certainly one really lengthy one, and very diligently got through that one. And I'm feeling better about my ability right now to focus on bigger books and to complete them. So that's good news. You know, COVID kind of gave my ability to focus my attention a bit of a whirl, and I'm certainly feeling better about that now and doing well on my October reading list. So love to know what you read in September. Love to know if you've read any of these books and enjoyed them. And thanks for watching today. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you would like this video or subscribe to my channel if this is your first time here. I love all of my subscribers. I think I'm going to be doing another giveaway very soon, so stay tuned for that because I recently went over 500 subscribers, which is lovely. And so just subscribe, tell your friends. If you click the bell at the top of the website page, you'll get a notification every time a new video is posted. So if there is a giveaway or anything else that you want to be certain to be aware of, you'll be able to see it there. And as always, happy reading. Bye.